I'm here right now in the factory called SeriesSummit.com, and this is where I buy the plastic containers, the plastic water containers that for water storage, or an OB will use for his filtration system. This is where you buy at 1,000 pesos per barrel, but you need to reserve it because, like I said, a lot of people is using it now instead of those steel drums. They also have steel drums at 300 pesos each, but I'll rather have the plastic one. What you're looking at there on the road, like Bernard say, what's the point of line that people don't follow? They're actually painting the lines. That's how they do it there. So there'll be, look, so that's how the line is done, and they're doing it when it's still busy traffic. They should do it like Sundays. So these workers here are actually painting the line on the road. So you see there's the road there. Road line making. So they have just passed us because I was talking to the one here that we will be picking up the plastic drums. Ay, pagtanaw di aloy. That's like their containers for acetate. So there's a motorcycle accident there. That one was a motorcycle accident. It seems like they're drunk because they're shouting. So today is the first day of the imposition of face shield for commuters. So if you are picking up passenger, the taxi drivers, you have to have a face shield. Like I said before, there's so many welders around the city soon, and this is the first day, but it's still a warning day today, and you'll be reprimanded if you don't have a face shield if you're commuting on public transports. I'm having lunch with the boys after I have sorted the tires of the Multicab, and also I went to the place where we have to buy those plastic water container, and unfortunately we can't get it right now because the owner has decided to use it up for now for this week, so we will be waiting for it next week. So at the same time I also ordered 20 pieces more instead of just the 4 that I ordered, so I had 16 pieces more, so hopefully we can get it next week. So what you're looking at here is a common thing that you see here in the Philippines, roadside cafes where people take their lunch, and made mostly of just Filipino food, affordable Filipino food. So I don't mind eating on this one myself, but not with my family. Of course, Old B can stand Filipino food, but we constantly chasing flies. That's what, like, part of the dining experience. Thank you, ma'am. So what we have here, we usually have free soup. That one, malunggay soup, and then I'm having prawn, and this is like all intestines and innards of pork. That's pork, and the same thing over there. Everyone got a free soup on the side, and then the rice are pre-packed. So you can see other diners here. So this is very popular with Filipinos to eat on the roadside cafes because it's economical and within our budget. But of course, oldie will never touch places like this where you constantly be chewing the flies. But you know me, I get along with the tradition. So we're already done, but Dalo is still eating. But you know, like the pre-packed rice here, this is only 10 pesos. So it's really economical for most people, but more economical if you cook in your house, of course, with the Filipino ingredients. But with this one, the quick one, before we go home back to the hill, all on all, for 3 people here, what we're eating is 190 pesos. So cheaper than a slice of pizza. Of course, it's more expensive than that, you know, in SNR. So that's roadside cafes. So but they have 2 rice. The rice here is 10 pesos, and then that prawns is 30 pesos, then 20 for the other food. 30, 20. So the multicab feels lighter and nice to feel the ride now. That's all brand new tires. Like someone was commenting that I don't know what I'm talking about, that when I was advised by the multicab seller when I bought this, that I should not buy a Scrum when I'm all living on a hill because it's going on higher elevation all the time, and if I'm hauling on going on higher elevation, the better that it should not be a Scrum unit. And he said that I should not be talking about something I don't know. I'm not talking about something that I don't know. I was advised by expert sellers of actual units where I bought this multicab. That was like secret tips, and it was true. The person that buy ahead earlier than us, but it's Scrum, already had his machine engine overhauled, and it's only 3 years old because it's a Scrum and going up and here, up and down, carrying heavy stuff. Now our multicab, nearly 10 years now, hauling gravel, sand, materials, even rebars, and taking down my machines, mixers, up and down. If my build is on down the pitos, it still can carry on. So any little defects, we immediately just take it to that multicab expert that I have interviewed, just there in the corner, or what we call just around the same place. So the multicab can continue on. Little defect should immediately be fixed before it becomes big. So those people that says that, oh, their Scrum is running so well, try hauling it with sand and gravel and run it in the same time like we are, and then carry cement mixers up and down here on the hill down to the city, and then do that if you're, or just because you're just driving it around anywhere. But that advice that I gave you is also an advice that it was given to me when I bought this multicab 10 years ago. So it does prove what he said. We have a 9 volts 4-wheel drive, not a Scrum multicab, and we're still going on for 10 years now, because we have 3 more months and this is gonna be 10-year-old in my hands. And how long he has been with in Japan, because you know these are all surplus units. So it does make sense when you listen to those importers, the actual importers themselves, that's giving us advice, and the mechanics itself that fix the multicab is giving us advice. So who do we listen? Someone just driving the multicab, the importer, or the expert mechanic? So I'll rather listen to someone that knows the business. So like yesterday, oh, that is so cheap what you bought there. These are surplus units, and I know the people that's selling that, so I could get it cheap. And like now, I bought the tires, Thailand tires. So I know I could get a good quality there on that little business on the corner of Kabangkalan, because I often buy tires from him before in my old banger. Although the last one that Obi bought on the old banger is all brand new Yokohama from SNR, but you know what I mean? Like, I deal with this kind of people, and you learn tips from them, and you also get a good bargain. And so here, these multicabs that we're meeting. They got mag wheels, all decorated, but they're not for hauling. They're only people carrier. Main purpose of my multicab is hauling building materials. So now we got home, they will continue picking up sand and gravel. So that's what this multicab is really for hauling, and we're just lucky that it lasts like this. Now that he is gonna be 10 years old in 3 months time. But earlier multicab than this have already gone bust, don't run anymore, run to the ground. But they all wonder here in our place, to be honest, how that come this one is still going on until now. So we are here on our familiar route. I am not the one driving, of course, because old Lito was here. And I'm just like trying to sort the multicabs, because I'm trying to take them to the place of that plastic container and tires, so I could haggle it better than them. And because that person knows me, because I done business with him with my old bangers before, but with them it's not so much. So I would rather go with them so I could get a better bargain. But mainly I want to talk to the plastic container factory. Not factory, I mean the factory that uses the plastic container and selling it to us. So I ordered 20 containers, so hopefully next week we will get it. And here we are on our village now in Upper Tanay. So you can see here, Cabby has 4 new tires and 4 new second-hand rim. But the rims are still surplus, like multicabs are surplus. But the thing is, she had now 4 new 10-ply tires, and with lining, all new. So that will be like 2 to 3 years before I'll change the tires again, because unfortunately, because some of that China tires that you buy are easily busted. But that's why I have to make sure that I buy it from someone like that we already been dealing with him before, and we know that it's a China brand, but we know it's made in Thailand. Like he explained to us, there's 2 Good Ride brand, China. It's all the same China brand, but the factory in Thailand is a better made, because they always order, their minimum is 8-ply to 12 on that one, because he's just a small merchant, as you can see his shop. But now Cabby is looking very smart, so he's now getting ready again to get, look at the other side. He's getting ready again to haul. So any little defects of Cabby, I always take it to that expert multicab that I interviewed, because he can get us parts. And also our friend that I interviewed before I bought this in my first multicab videos, that the one that advised me don't buy a scrum is if it's for hauling. And since I live in an elevated place, that's who gave me those advices that's become true. And Miss Paulino even told me that come back here in 2 years if it's not true. Cabby is now 10 years old, but I still hasn't like have a major defect on him on her. So that's why I've been saying you if you're building here for utility vehicle, the best is multicab because you can easily buy the parts and you can easily get a mechanic. Fortunately for us here, it's just around the same villages and the multicab experts, the parts, so we can get it as cheap and as good quality like what we're having. So Kabi is now ready to go. He's now got a full tank, 25 liters in. So because yesterday, like I said, they were dried up, like almost dried up, not totally dried up. So it was, now I want Kabi to realize that he's not gonna be starving. I have the welding man and his assistant measuring and finalize measuring the gate because it's almost done, and they will be installing it here probably in a week, they said. So they are preparing the whole site for installing those gates.